Alright everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be making a table out of this. So this is a piece of maple that actually was a coffee table, and customer decided they want it turned into a river table to kind of match a couple of end tables I'd already done for them. So first thing I'm doing is just kind of trimming it to size a little bit and cutting it in half. The leveling process for this will be a lot easier in two pieces. And here we are, kind of just running it over the joiner, just trying to get the ends all cleaned up. Alright, I trimmed this to size a little bit, but now I'm just kind of tweaking it a little bit, kind of just trying to get it down to the exact dimensions, which are going to be 48 long by 24, and just making sure all the corners are square. So in this table's previous life, the bark was left on, as you can see, but in its new and updated version, we're going to go ahead and take the bark off. So just starting out with the hammer and chisel, getting off what we can, and then just cleaning up the ends with the grinder. Alright, so now comes the tedious task of kind of flattening out these slabs. I'm using the woodpecker's router sled with the Festool router. This took a lot of work because they were just so uneven and warped. Now I'm getting the pieces ready for the epoxy mold. Helps if you put a little bit of silicone or sealant down underneath just to stop the resin from running under the wood. Make sure you use quick dry caulk. If you use the regular caulk or regular sealant, you're going to have a much harder time breaking the your piece loose from the mold. As always, make sure you hit it with some mold release beforehand. Okay, here's everyone's favorite part, the resin. Color I'm using is called Carolina Blue from Eye Candy Pigments. Don't forget to take care of your bubbles. You can see I got that propane heater in the background. I'm doing this in the spring, so typical spring, my temperatures are fluctuating. One day it's warm, next day it's cold, so I'm just trying to adjust for that a little bit. So temperatures are a little on the lower side as I'm taking this out of the mold, and because of that I end up chipping my epoxy, and as you can see I'm pretty pissed off about it. I'm going to have to patch that later. So back to the router sled, kind of same thing as before, just trying to flatten and level everything out best I can. This takes a while as you got to do a whole bunch of just small shallow passes. So this table ended up getting a lot thinner than I originally wanted it to. One of the reasons is because it was so unlevel and just so warped, I had to take a little more material off than I wanted to get it perfectly flat. So what I'm doing here is I'm cutting some grooves or routering some grooves for some steel C-channel. I'm putting 4 pieces in, and I'm doing that just because I want to provide it a little more stability and stop the table from flexing or warping or anything like that. So in the past, I've gotten my C-channel online and usually end up getting killed in shipping costs. So I had an idea, ran down to my local welding shop and was able to get it there for a fraction of the price. Now there was a little more work involved, as I had to kind of clean it up and paint it and drill my own holes, but it's something to think of if you got a local shop. Kind of getting down to the end here. Obviously sanding, lots and lots of sanding, and then we got some legs to put on, and we're going to oil it up with some Odie's oil and call it a day.